How's it going, everyone? Back with another exciting EverQuestic adventure. Today we are going to be learning about recharging items. What is recharging an item? How does it work? How do you do it? And a couple of the things that you need to watch out for so vendors don't eat your items. So first off, what is recharging an item? That is when you take an item in the game that has charges, like a good example is my thin bone wand, and I've used all the charges. I use these all the time for like tagging and in raiding and stuff like that, and I don't want to just throw it out and go farm a new one. I'm going to use a mechanic in the game that you can do with the vendors that will bump those charges back up to full. Now, I don't exactly know how it works, but it just does work on the vendors, and I'm going to show you how. The first thing that you need to do is find yourself a vendor. So I'm going to use this guy right here, freaking Clock. And one thing you really need to watch out for is how much crap is in the vendor's pack. Each vendor has a certain amount of space, and if that gets up to max capacity, it can no longer hold any more items. So when you sell it, it will not show up on this list. So let me give you an example here. Where's my food and water at? Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go like this. Whoops. So let's just take one of these just in as example. Now watch, if I sell this, it's going to show up inside of its pack. If this vendor has max capacity, this will not show up in the pack and you cannot buy it back. Alright, so that's extremely important, because if the vendor has max crap in his packs and you sell your item to recharge, you cannot get him back. He will just eat it. Alright. Oh, I don't want 20 of them. I just need one of them because you only got one there, buddy. Okay. First thing you have to do is have whatever item you're recharging, have an extra one of them with max charges. So thin bone wands only have 3 charges. So the first thing you do is sell the vendor a charged item. So I'm using the thin bone wand. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to sell it to him, and then boom, it pops up into his pack. So make sure the first item you sell is the fully charged item. The second thing you do is you go to your items that need to be recharged, and then I can go ahead and sell them all. And you're gonna watch it's gonna pop up in here. So there's 2, 3, 4. Okay, now at this point, all of those thin bone wands that were empty are now charged because I sold a charged one first. So they all stack inside of that charged one, and then somehow, magically, I don't know how it works, it's going to recharge them all. So after you're done, you're going to go ahead and buy them all back. Alright, so now as you can see, there's 3 charges, 3 charges, 3 charges, and so on and so forth. So that is how you recharge all of your items. First off, you find a vendor that has space. I would sell something to it first just to test, to make sure that it has space, some water or food or whatever. If it pops up in his pack, then you know he has space. Then you sell your fully charged item, then sell all your empties, and then you buy them all back. So that's kind of the gist of it. You can also charge lore items too, but you're going to need to have a buddy. I'll give you an example. That is my cap here that teleports you to commons. It has 1 charge. Since it's lore, I can't have 2 of them on me at the same time, so you have to have a buddy or a guildie or a friend or whatever who has a fully charged one. Same thing, you find a vendor who has space, your buddy sells his fully charged cap, then you sell your empty, you buy yours back, he buys his back, and then bam, it is all good and charged. And that's kind of the gist of it. A lot of items can be recharged. Some of the items aren't worth it anymore to recharge, because a couple patches ago they did a change where it just made the cost of recharging just shot through the roof on certain items. But that's kind of how it works. You can do this with your potions as well. I have 5 charges left, and so when on potions, you've got to be careful. If it drops down to 1 charge and you drink that last charge, then that potion's going to poof and it will be gone. So when you're doing potions, make sure that you leave 1 charge left in the potion that you want to recharge. And it's the exact same thing. Find yourself a vendor, make sure he has space by selling an item to it. Sell your full item first that has max charges. Sell your potion that only has 1 charge, and then you buy them all back and rinse and repeat on pretty much any item. Unless it's like a no drop or something. But that's kind of how it works. It's fairly simple, and if you follow all those guidelines about checking to make sure it has space and whatnot, you're going to be good to go. And yeah, I recharge all the time, like on my eyeballs down here. I use these eyeballs quite a bit in like VP and stuff. Yeah, any of your potions, and each of them has a price, and some of them are really expensive and some of them are cheap, like the Thin Bone ones are cheap to recharge. Or this one right here is super cheap to recharge too, but since it's lore, you have to have a buddy or a friend or a guildie or whatever who has a fully charged one. But that's kind of it. It's fairly simple. I remember when I first heard about it, I was kind of like nervous because I didn't really know exactly how it worked. So I figured, I'll make a video for people who have never recharged and kind of go over the guidelines and, give a rundown of how it works and stuff. But if you follow all those guidelines, then you should be okay on recharging. And I think the most important thing is make sure that the vendor has space. Just sell it a 1 food. If it pops up in there, then he has space, and if it doesn't, then he doesn't have space. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't want to make this too long. What are we at? We're at 7 minutes. That's perfect. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for me. If you have any questions, ask in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, let me know. If you're not a subscriber, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel and thumbs up and all that crap. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hope you're having a good week. Hope you're having a good year. Hope you're having a good month and everything is going good out there. That's it for me. Peace.